We're going to bust down some things for you. This is our perspective, and we just hope that you can follow along with something in your life. And it's the seasons of your life, identifying the seasons in your life. And I'd like to connect those seasons to the four that we are privy to: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And just give a brief, very, very brief synopsis of what we feel each one of those are, for and what it can be for people. Um, let's start with your winter season, shall we? The winter of your life. The winter of your life, you think about the winter season, it's kind of like cold, and sometimes it's really rainy, and it's freezing temperatures, and it's not so much desire to go outside and do much. It is the sitting around and doing absolutely nothing, and or it is doing the bare minimum. The reason why you're in that season in your life is because it's time for you to kind of take stock in what's been going on. Look at yourself and see how you've grown. It's a great time for reflection, introspection. It's time to really, really see all the things you've accomplished. And the best part about it is winter can come out of the natural seasons. The winter of your life can actually come out of the natural seasons that we live in. So you will be able to recognize by the way it feels. And to some, it may feel morbid or, oh my God, I can't believe all this is happening to me. But some people can say, oh my God, I'm ready. Let me see how much I've grown. It just depends on what perspective you're carrying. But the winter season is a season for reflection. It's a season for like loving on yourself. And I'm always going to be a big component of being compassionate with yourself. Because if you're able to be compassionate with you in times of your turmoil, you can be compassionate with other people. So it's a great time to learn, a deeper sense of compassion for you and others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The winter time is beautiful. What do you think about the winter? What comes up for you when you think of the winter season of our lives?
When I think of the winter season, I think of internal activity, right? A lot of like the
Mm-hmm.
inner work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's interesting because in this like westernized society, there tends to be a lot of holidays and stuff like that. And um, I tend to consider that time of winter as that time to where it seems like there's all this, like things are stagnant or things aren't moving, but all the stuff is happening within.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of stuff around the mind and the emotions,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and just being able to use that time to reset mentally and emotionally. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
because it can prepare you for other seasons. It's all about like the inner self.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely right. The internal you is constantly moving during the wintertime.
Yeah, yeah.
If you allow it to. If you allow it to. It could just be full of dread or it can be full of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Dread or peace. Dread or peace, you get to choose. And then, after you go through that deep, deep, deep dive, you start to kind of like come up for air a little bit in the spring. It feels freeing. You come through a lot of work. You see brand new possibilities. There may not be in your reach, but you can see them. They may not be looks. Maybe they look like far away. Some of them can be as soon as you peek your head above ground. It just depends. But it's always a new hope, a time in your life where you are enthusiastic. You have made a conscious decision to do something other than what you were doing, and you are excited about it. Honey, you are excited about it. And this is an exciting time for you that are in your spring season. I mean, you are really blossoming, you are blooming, you have beautiful dreams. You are able to really see the big picture. You're able to see, and you're starting to formulate your plan of how to go further into what you're doing already. It's like when you're in your season of winter, you as you're coming out of it, as spring comes, you start to kind of like plan a little bit. You like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it, and da, 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 da. And then when spring hits, you're excited about it. That's when that energy is poured into it, and you're just like you're feeding it, you're nurturing that idea, baby. Spring is the fucking bomb. So those of you who are in your spring season, honey, don't waste it away. Be productive in your spring season. This is the time for you to just really flourish, honey. And I mean, let those ideas, downloads, whatever you want to call them, allow them to flourish, and make certain that you check your intentions and that you're not the only person that is going to benefit from this. Because I tell you, by the time, summer and fall hit, you're going to realize that, it wasn't all what you thought it was. But at any rate, what you feel about someone's spring season, sis?
Well, I consider spring to be like my new year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, or one of my New Year's, or at least nature's New Year. And so, when it comes to um, spring as a season of
Mm-hmm.
life, it's where that growth now becomes external, because things are literally like presenting themselves externally in the
Mm-hmm.
world, and
Mm-hmm.
it's more fragrant, it's more, more tangible. So all that inner work that happens in the winter season
Mm-hmm.
really starts to show up, um, or it can start to show up as soon as the spring season, but a lot of times, usually the stuff from the year prior is
Start
really
to
what's
show
coming
up.
up in the
Right.
spring, right?
Right.
But you're starting to take more action to those new decisions and thoughts and things that you have come up with, or decided to move forward with. So so there's growth. There is there's this sense of vitality, because things are now, it's like things are starting to become more of a reality, because it's starting to be more tangible. So that's what I think about when it comes to spring as a season. And um, and you can have, so we're talking about these concepts of seasons, and we're relating that to like the seasons of nature, but just keep in mind, like, you can have a spring season that we're referring to in wintertime.
Absolutely.
You can have and as we kind of go into the other seasons, that you'll kind of get a better idea of what we're talking about with that. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go to the next season.
Yes, honey. Let's talk about those of us who are in the summer of our lives, baby. Let me tell you something. I know that you want to. I know that you want to hatch your chickens before they are ready to come. Before they're ready to crack. Okay. I need you to just don't do it. I need for you to continue to work in this season of your life. Things are starting to unfold. Things that you have been working on in the previous season, you're starting to harvest a little bit. It's starting. Some things are early. You can, harvest it early, and you're starting to harvest these things that you have worked through and went through your winter season, and the ideas that was flourishing and the energy you put behind it and the actions you took in your spring season. And then the summer, you start the some of us, you might be this person that I'm talking to right now. Some of us in that summer, the first part of summer, baby, we get a first little reap of our harvest, honey, and we think we have made it. We are done, honey, and we are finished. You are stifling your blessings, growth, evolution in this moment when you do that. If you stop and think that the first harvest is all there is, you are cheating yourself, and the rest of it will rot. The rest of it will rot. In this season, y'all, continue to reap the harvest. It'll be like little small harvests. Some of them may appear to be big, but they are nothing in compared to what you will receive toward the end of your summer season. Everything is almost time for it to start going back into itself, and it starts to seed or wither away. And it's time for you to then pick all of the, because it's trying to grow everything it can at that last moment. So in the summer of your lives, hold on. I know it feel good, girl. Boy, I know it feel good. I know it feel good. Listen to me. Brothers, I understand. It is the time to shake that tail feather. Women, I understand it's the time for you to shake that tail feather. Listen, but don't shake it too hard. Celebrate a little bit, but this is not the proper time energetically for you to do so. Enjoy this time by all means, but you do want to allow yourself to continue to work, continue to be diligent, continue to have that stick to itiveness in whatever it is that you've set out to accomplish in the summer. Sis, what do you feel about the summer for you?
When I think of the summer, I think of slowing down, but not
Mm.
in the way of like being inactive,
Mm-hmm.
but being intentional with what activities and what things that you do, because
Mm-hmm.
you can overexert yourself due to the higher levels of heat, right? Of that energy. Is like you can get to the point where you can easily go on one spectrum to the other, where you just overexert yourself and then you crash. So it's very
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like out of all the seasons, this is the one that is the most like volatile in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so being mindful about like pacing yourself and being really intentional in the things that you decide to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, have fun, yes, take the action, right? But be mindful about how much you're giving, because you can kind of overwork yourself. You can dry out the well, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. I love that. I love that. Let's roll into those members that are listening who is in the fall. Oh, the fall season of your life. Honey, that's the final season, the fall season. You have worked hard. You have cleared debris. You have done all things that are required. You have some new goals. You have some older goals that are starting to come to fruition, that have finally come into fruition. You have reaped the harvest. You are excited. And now you get to celebrate. The fall season of your life to me is about celebration. You have almost completed a cycle. You have almost completed a cycle of growth. Now it's time to celebrate. Baby, you can reflect with glee and joy. And you can see, yeah, I did some things I could have done different, but right now I'm not going to put my stock into that, because that is for the winter season of my life. I'm choosing to celebrate all that I have accomplished. I'm choosing to celebrate all ways that I have grown. I'm choosing to celebrate. I'm choosing to allow myself to reward me for my efforts in these seasons of my life. I have come through some things. I see where I am, honey. I understand why I am where I am, and I'm going to celebrate. Yeah, I see some things I can look at, but again, that's for the winter, honey. The fall for me is for celebration. So I tend to start going back within in the fall.
Mhm.
I start the process of going back within, and I still celebrate, but I celebrate with the closest of the close,
Mhm.
my most intimate of my most intimate. I only allow those parties, and it changes with every fall season who those parties are.
Mhm.
Some people will stay around for a lifetime, some people will fall out, and it doesn't matter. It is a celebratory moment in that moment, and I enjoy every freaking moment of it.
Love
Baby, I'm talking about, girl, the fall is a wonderful season, baby. All of them are wonderful, but I just kind of enjoy the fall part. I be like partying hard in the fall.
that.
Okay. Internally. Okay. Having a great time. So, yeah, I think fall is about celebration. What about you, sis?
So with fall, I think of, it's one of the seasons for like embracing change and kind of housekeeping. And I think of,
Mm.
it makes me think of the Tower card. It makes me think of, just clearing things up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's one of my favorite seasons, because it's like, let's move some things around. Let's realign, let's readjust.
Yeah.
What has been working, what's not, what do you need? Like, I feel like it's all about just kind of housekeeping, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the housekeeping season.
Okay.
And it's getting things in order,
Mm-hmm.
order,
Mm-hmm.
realignment. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and a lot of that work can be, or those intentions can be,
Mm-hmm.
even helping you recognize whether you want the change to happen or not. And that's why I mentioned the Tower card, and I'm referencing tarot for those that are not familiar. But where you can be conscious about the change that you want to, experience, or
Mm-hmm.
the universe, life, whatever you're into, will drag
Okay.
you fulfilled.
Okay. Drag your ass. All right. Now listen.
And then pull you right into the winter season.
Okay. You'll be dragged. You'll be like, wait a minute. Wait,
Go right into shadow work.
wait,
Look, go
wait.
right into shadow work.
Oh my God. Listen, listen, listen. So we have given you our various perspectives on the seasons of your life. The question is what season are you in? And are you allowing yourself to flow in that season? Are you learning in that season? Are you growing in that season? That's all that really matters, guys. That's all that really matters, guys. That's it. That's it. That's all.
One point I want to make, because I mentioned this earlier, that you
Mm-hmm.
can. So we're referencing these seasons, but you can be in your spring season of life and it's wintertime. You can be in
Absolutely.
your summer season of life in the fall, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so take these concepts and what we're referencing, and pay attention to how that shows up for you. Um, whether if you're listening to this in late summer, early fall, then what, or if you're listening to this in the wintertime, that doesn't mean that you're in your winter season of life, right?
Right.
You can be in a different season. And so it works, it's different for everybody. And as you grow, change, and evolve, what you need within each season, will change as well. So
Absolutely.
just wanted to make that point.
All right, y'all. Well, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. We're also on all of your streaming platforms for podcasts. Make certain that you like and subscribe to our channels from wherever you're listening. Also, sign up for the VIP list, honey. There's some good things that's coming your way. You're always going to get a weekly newsletter, so you'll know what's coming up. We also give you little links in there so you can be kind of the first. We'll let it go out a little bit earlier than what's made public, just for you VIP members. Also, oh, y'all, give us a review. Lord Jesus, come on and put that review down. Give us 5 stars. We thank you for that. And go ahead and write a review of how this could have impacted your life or does help you in some way, and share your experiences and your thoughts on our YouTube comments. Okay. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm Mayette Ajaib, and this is my co host.
It's Ujo Wajet, and it has been a pleasure. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace, peace.